Hello, my name is Miss Wheats and welcome to the channel. I'm pretty sure some of you who are returning know what I do. I do a wide variety of readings. Mostly I focus on love readings and things of that nature. Every now and then I'll focus on more spiritually based readings, but this reading is particularly for Aries for the month of January 2021. Okay, so I've got three cards that I've picked out. So the first topic we have is a message from Anubis, and the keyword is protection here. All right, so we will discuss the meaning of Anubis, and then we're going to move on to what's correlating with you throughout the month of January. The first card is going to represent the beginning of January 2021. The second card is the middle, and then the ending. Okay, these are just things that might be relevant to you. These are just a part of the message that Anubis wants to deliver for you. There are three different messages, three things that you're going to need to focus on, okay, Aries? Or if you have strong Aries placements, these are the things that they want you to know, all right? So, like I said, we have Anubis, and the keyword is protection. So, I want to tell you that Anubis basically is like the guide that helps people make the transition from, usually it's, of course it's about death, some sense of death. Say if you have like you're dealing with someone who's had some sort of a physical death, then Anubis will be the person to take that soul and help give safe guidance into the next, or help the transition into the afterworld, or the along those lines here. Okay, so basically, this is like saying, take care of those. They pass. Nubis takes care of those who pass into the next life. Sorry for my stuttering. All right, so yeah, basically, Anubis takes care of those who have passed into the next life. Basically, here. Okay, so there is a sense of death here because we do have a coffin. So for you, Aries, I have the beginning of the month being the High Priestess card here. And I'm going to hold this up so that you guys can see it as well. Hopefully my ring light is not so distracting. But the High Priestess card here. So I'm really getting that a lot of you are going to be having heightened psychic abilities, okay? A lot of you are going to be having some heightened psychic abilities. We got a lot of purple in here. So you might be having some really crazy dreams. You might be dreaming about your ancestors, people who have died. Keep in mind that right now, the veil is very thin because people are still, there's a lot of death going on around the world. And to me, like, mass death makes the veil between the land of, the 3D world, and that of the, maybe the fourth dimensions where our ancestors might be. The veil between those worlds are very thin to me. So with all of the pandemic aiding in the death amongst, people in this world, we just have a lot of heightened psychic ability here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say about that. Now, I did mention that we have a lot of purple, or have a lot of purple in our High Priestess card here. So you might be noticing that your claircognizance is just really increasing. That's like you're knowing, you just have this feeling, okay? Your clairsentience, of course, the emotions, because we do have a lot of water here, and has a purpley hue as well. So I'm just sensing that a lot of you could be seeing a lot of auras, could be seeing a lot of spirits, things of that nature. A lot of you are psychic because the High Priestess does deal with psychic abilities, does deal with like intuition, dream work, psychic power, shadow work, things of that nature here. So yeah, what I am noticing is that for some of you, Aries, you need to work on your clairvoyant just a little bit more. Some of you, not all of you. This doesn't go for everybody. This is the general reading. Keep that in mind too. All right, so some of you might need to work on your clairvoyant. That's basically just seeing things, okay? Maybe you can see things in your mind's eye every now and then, but there's a lot of signs and symbols that you cannot really understand at this moment that have a great significance to you. So pay closer attention and probably try to work a little bit more on your third eye. I'm just going to say that for those of you who actually do practice working with chakras or working with, meditations, this is something that Anubis is wanting you to do for the beginning of the month of January 2021. All right. So yeah, just make sure. Oh, and another thing is, you might be getting like more in deep in connection with animals, because we have Anubis is a jackal, is represented by like a jackal animal. So, wildlife, animals, you might just become a little bit more easily susceptible to other people's energy as well, because we have a lot of lightning here. Okay, so that can represent knowledge as well. It could just represent just a lot of like communication between others. You may pick up on their energy and be a lot more sensitive to people's energy. You're thinking like, what the heck is this? Why do I feel terrible? You're probably around somebody else's energy, and that's the energy that you're feeling. It's probably not your own. All right. Oh, like I was saying though, do work on your clairvoyant, which is like your seeing abilities, because I'm seeing a lot of clouds here. All right. So that just means that there's some things that you're not understanding, or there's some things that you are missing that you might need to work on with that. Okay. Use it how it goes. I'm going to move on to the next card. This next card is definitely going to be representing the middle of the month. Okay. All right. So we got the Knight of Pentacles here. Let me think. All right. So yeah. Okay. So I got it. Oh yeah. I see now. Yeah, I do that sometimes. Um, I have Anubis, which represents protection, of course. But I also have the keyword in the bottom of this card being goodwill. And then we have the King of Pentacles. Some of you may be dealing with people who are sick in your family. All right. And you might be called to like take care of them or do a favor for someone who is, can't really do things for themselves. Okay. You might be finding yourself dedicating a routine or a routine to someone who has like a certain tradition, maybe an elderly person. You might be wanting to see things from their perspective. For those of you who still have been able to keep up with your traditions, keep going forward with that. I'm going to just say this: a lot of African American people don't necessarily have like a specific tradition when it comes down to the way that their ancestors used to do things, because they just don't know about it. So that might be something that you might want to start learning more about. You might find yourself drawn to this type of lifestyle of doing things, and start wanting to kind of make a routine, making a schedule. And also, like I said, back to the whole health thing. I know I'm jumping around, but just bear with me. But there's a form of commitment with health here, whether it be you taking care of someone who is not in the best of health and dedicating your time to someone who's not in the best of health. But also, this means that you might need to reflect a little bit more on your own health, whether that be self-development, whether that be working on intaking more water, or just making sure that you're putting up safety and protection against our pandemic that's going on. You just might want to really take care of yourself and start doing things. You're going to start focusing more on health for some reason. That's what I'm getting. Start drinking more water and working out. Get a schedule. Yeah, basically, I feel like this self-development thing is just going to help you go from one phase to the next phase. Okay, just the key word here is improvement. All right, because the Knight of Coins, or the Knight of Pentacles, is about improvement, improving your current situation by ways of dedication, right? All right, so, and of course, we already spoke on Anubis, and Anubis guides those or gives passage or safe travel from one phase to the next. All right, so I'm really sensing that you're going to be going into the next phase, dealing with your health, mental health. You're going to be helping an elderly person or a person who is sick. So if you're going to help somebody who is sick, you need to make sure that your own health is in order as well. And for those of you who are in healthcare, continue helping. I feel like there's an emphasis on your job, your work, because we do have the Pentacle here, which does stand for money. So a lot of you are in healthcare. Continue to stay protected with our keyword here, against this virus and other things that are going on, not just the virus, but other things that are going on here. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to things that are significant for you, Aries, during the end of January. Oh, okay. So it looks like, and by the way, I haven't looked at these cards. I just put them up here. I'll call on my spirit team to help me connect with you, Aries, and anyone who has Aries placements that are strong. Okay. So we got the number 2. All right. Yeah. So I'm just going to start with the number 2. And we also have the symbol for Venus here. So the number 2 does represent like balance and duality, partnerships. Maybe some of you could be getting into new relationships. Maybe you could be like making some sort of transition from one relationship to the next, or one part of your relationship into the next phase of your relationships. So it could also deal with like beauty. The number 2 also deals with like agreement and being adaptable and being kind. All right. So I'm thinking that maybe there's some sort of a relationship that has been on your mind, very hard has been on your mind. And maybe in order to get to that next stage in the relationship, there needs to be some sort of adaptability or some sort of agreements here. And I'm looking and I'm seeing temperance is here. So I guess this is making sense already. But what I'm feeling is that there needs to be some sort of a kindness or adaptability, meeting someone like kind of like in the middle or whatever, in order to get to the next phase of your relationship. Some of you might be getting more into beauty. You might be purchasing more makeup. Those are for the feminines out there, the feminine energies who like to indulge in makeup or, sprucing themselves up. You might be wanting to get your hair done. Maybe you haven't gotten your nails done in a long time. I see probably towards the end of January, you're going to be starting getting your nails done. And another thing is that water is very significant for you for some reason. So I don't know if you're going to be dealing with like the ocean or if you live near an ocean. But I feel like communication near an ocean is going to be something very significant for you. I know that's kind of out there a little bit, but I'm just sensing like either not necessarily travel, but traveling to an ocean to get a sense of stability between you and another person. This could be you just going by the beach and talking with someone who really means a lot to you, and because you guys are by the water, you have a deeper connection with each other, and there's a sense of tranquility and a sense of kindness in the air. So yeah, that's the main thing that's going to be happening for you during the month of January, with our keyword being Anubis, with the god Anubis, and the keyword being protection here. All right, so this is still going to apply for the month of January. Our keyword is death with the god Hades, and Hades is basically basically Hades is like he rules the underworld, right? All right, so death isn't always a negative thing. Leaving behind what you don't need is, there's some kind of an idea or belief or even a fear that has gone well beyond its expiration date, and it's time to make way for something new. That's what the message of the death uh, this card has to say, whether it's the death card in tarot, whether it's death, any type of transformation. And if you notice, Aries, look, we have the ram's head. Tell me this. You cannot tell me that is not for you. We have the ram's head here twice. All right. So it could also be dealing with a little bit of scorpionic energy as well. Maybe you could be laying to rest a scorpion in your, Scorpio in your energy field. It's someone who doesn't serve you or whatever. But either way, we have we're being guided into some new direction here, and we're letting go of things that don't serve us anymore. There's some sort of transition that's taking place here. All right, so let's talk about what's going to go on for you concerning the keyword being death. For the beginning of the month, we've got temperance. Okay, yeah. So temperance, yeah, self-healing. All right, definitely self-healing, because we always have temperance. To me, it represents healing in some sense, right? Because water, it's like healing. Um, we also have like creating this thing about creating order for you. All right, it's creating order throughout the ebb and flow of life. All right, bringing peace between two different dualities, possibly. So maybe it could be the fact that there's two people here, and this, like I did say, that there's probably two people's energy that is involved, and maybe the point of the person's energy that is involved with this is a Scorpio. Okay, so I'm really sensing that maybe you're going to be ending something with a Scorpio. Maybe there's some sort of significance with you and a Scorpio. I'm sorry that I'm stuttering. My mind is going a million miles an hour right now. But and I haven't made a video in a while, but so my talking skills are not they're not up to par just yet. But we're gonna pedal through, because I really like to just do this raw. Yeah, another thing is that that I'm feeling from this is that you are going to be working together with someone here. Okay, I don't know if like the keywords like moderation is going to come. I don't know if this person, this Scorpio energy, is going to need to have like a lot of moderation. Maybe you need to feed each other with long handle spoons, or maybe there's a Scorpio energy around you that is you cannot tolerate them for long periods of times, things of that matter. This person just needs a little bit more balance, okay? Or maybe you need to get away from this person for a certain period of time so that you can have balance for yourself here. All right. Oh, another thing is that because we had the ram's head here, I'm going to tell you that there was a couple of things that help with healing, and that's why we have the temperance card here. There's just a couple things that help with healing. I'm going to tell you that use basil when you're cooking. Okay, use basil. You can wear iron as well. I'm noticing that this that Hades, in this depiction of Hades, he has on, a lot of iron. There's iron in the nose and the nostril of the let me show you that. There's iron in the nostril of the ram's head and the ram's skull here. So iron is a really big important thing to you. Not to mention that iron is the element of Aries anyway, and basil is the element of Aries as well. So start cooking with basil. If you guys are going to be creating routines and certain practices and things like that, incorporate basil into your cooking. You probably already cook with basil, but I really feel like basil is going to be something that you're going to be working with. Even if you do spells or spell work, basil is going to be something very, very important. Another thing that's going to be bringing in a lot of abundance and things of that nature here. But temperance is basically, I feel like it's just self-healing and just helping to create order. All right. And the way to help create order is by leaving things behind that don't serve you anymore. Okay. So that was the beginning. So let's go ahead and move on to the middle of January with the keyword being death here. Okay. So we've got the 4 of fire here. Okay. So yeah, there's going to be like a period of happiness here, and there might even be some sort of a celebration of some sort. All right, either someone or yourself is like reached some sort of a milestone. Okay, I see you being really sociable here. um I don't know, for some of you this is crazy. For some of you who, because I have the keyword being acting, for some of you who like to watch a lot of movies or like to participate in movies, this might be something significant for you. This is not going to go for everybody, I know that, but I feel like for some reason, some of you who like do a lot of script work or write plays or things like that, this is a really good time in the middle of January to start writing those plays, to start writing stories. If you write books, start writing books, something dealing with manuals and manuscripts, things of that nature. Acting, I really feel like you're going to be at your highest performance because we do have a bird here. All right, well, we have an apis, and an apis is basically a creature that really, well, it represents spiritually that you're just soaring above, right? You're soaring above, and when you're soaring above, you're at your highest peak, your highest performance, and your best. um let's see. Yeah, besides that, I do sense that you being very social. I do see the 4 of Wands, which we all know that the number 4 represents symmetry, it represents structure, manifestation. We already talked about manifestation in a previous card here, but I'm really getting the feeling that during the middle of the month is going to be a really good time for you to manifest any type of anything that deals with being practical in your everyday work, working hard towards something in order to get noticed or recognized. Okay. Um, Another thing is endurance too. The number 4 deals with the keyword being endurance. So this is about self mastery. It's like it's also deals with the keyword for Aries, which means I am, right? So I feel like if you just continue to say or incorporate the words I am, Aries, into your sentence, your vocabulary, I feel like you can get a lot of things done. And that kind of goes back to that manifestation, that keyword with the number 4, manifestations here. Okay. So yeah, manifest, say the words I am, use basil, wear iron. That's what's going on for you for the middle of the month, Aries. Let's go ahead and focus on what does Hades with the keyword being death have to say for you towards the end of January. Okay, I've got the 6 of water here. Okay, so I got 6 of water. All right, yeah. So there's probably going to be like a lot of memories of the past. All right, maybe there's certain memories that don't always make you that you may be a little bit afraid of or ashamed of. But I feel like because the death card is here, you're getting rid of, because you have those memories, you're getting rid of the way that you're used to act. It's like a snake here. We do have some sort of a serpentine type of creature, or maybe this is like a draconic energy, maybe dragon-like energy. But it's about having that wisdom that a dragon has. And it's like shedding away the old skin because you've outgrown it, right? Kind of like that that serpent-like type of energy here, okay? Because snakes do tend to shed their skin because they have outgrown it, and that is representative of the death card, whether in tarot or any symbology of death. It's about transformation. Butterflies, they create, the little cocoons. I can't remember what they're called, chrysalis. And after a while, within the chrysalis, you might notice that you might be feeling a little bit withdrawn or whatever, but it's because you're reflecting on those past memories. And once you emerge, you're a totally different variation of the same creature, right? So, yeah, but focusing on back on that Six of Water, that Six of Cups type of energy, focusing on memories of the past. I'm also sensing there's going to be some sort of a communication between you and another person. Um, Keep in mind that the number six can represent parenthood, it can represent love, and the number six is also in number six also represents the lovers, and the lovers is ruled by Gemini, which are twins. So that represents siblings. Siblings are going to be something very important for you during the end of the month for January. So you might be finding time to kind of communicate with siblings. This might be you reflecting, looking at pictures in your photo album, Aries, looking at pictures in your photo albums, dealing with your siblings, your sisters, your brothers, even cousins, and last but not least, I also want to say that not only is this about siblings, but it's also representing parenthood or children. So that is going to be something significant for you if you have children. Not everyone with this Aries placement is going to have children watching this video, but I'm really sensing that your parenthood and your children are going to be something very significant to you. Keep in mind, we did have the Four of Wands, or the Four of Fire, so that does represent celebration of some sort. So maybe you could be celebrating something with a child, celebrating a child's birthday, or celebrating some sort of a milestone with a child. Another thing is that I'm sensing that gifts, okay, because Six of Water does represent gifts. And like I said, with that Four of Wands being there, so maybe you could be celebrating something and presenting a gift to someone, could be a child. If you do tend to get a gift, even if it's a gift for yourself, I want to tell you that because the Six of Water represents childlike energy, in order to incorporate childlike energy into your everyday adult life, if you are an adult watching this video, please buy an adult coloring book, okay? Spend more time with your kids, get their coloring book, you color in it, you have your coloring book, and you can color in yours, and you guys could be spending a lot of quality time. I'm just saying. That's just my idea, but that's what I'm seeing right here, okay? So yeah, let's go on and figure out what is the last message that Lord Ganesha wants to tell you about. So we have the keyword being obstacles here. All right, so basically, obstacles are always removed or placed for good reason when you're working with Ganesha. I'm just going to tell you that, okay? So whether it's if you start noticing a lot of elephants around you, or if you start noticing elephants with a missing tusk, or if you start seeing like a tusk that's half broken or something like that, I feel like that's Ganesha trying to reach out to you. Whether or not you tap into this energy, then that's up to you. But I'm just letting you know that there are going to be some obstacles that are either going to be removed or they're going to be placed, but it's going to be for good reason. So never fret. It's almost a part of that death card energy as well here, what we had with Hades. There's something that's needing to be changed. So an obstacle is either going to be created or removed for your betterment here. Okay, Aries? Look what we have here. Okay, some of you Aries are going to be literally working with other Aries, and some of you are going to be working with other fire signs. So I'm really seeing Leo energy here because we have the keyword being Leo. So some of you have some sort of connection with a Leo here. But because we have the Emperor card, this just kind of tells me that you might need to claim your powers as an influencer, as a leader. You might need to create better guidelines that you can follow. That Leo energy is going to be really strong for you during this month. All right. If you have any friends or partners who are in Leo, they are going to be very essential to you for some reason during the month of January, especially during the beginning of the month. There is going to be a Leo who is really going to want to show their loyalty to you, to help you get rid of any obstacles. This is may not be for all of you, but this is going to be for a lot of you. All right, maybe there's going to be new pathways that are going to be laid down through a Leo, okay, or either through a another fire sign here. Yeah, I'm just feeling like you need to buddy up with a Leo for the beginning of the month of January 2021, okay, Aries. And not to mention, Aries, this is definitely for you because the Emperor represents Aries, right? The Emperor does represent Aries. And like I said before, Aries, what's the saying? What's the motto for Aries? I am, right? So if you get with a Leo and you have that loyalty of a Leo, if you have that creative intuitiveness of a Leo with you, working with you, obstacles are going to be removed left and right for you. Okay, Aries. Now, besides that, I'm really feeling like spiritual practice is something that's going to be really important for you, okay? Creating order, buying some sort of a journal, possibly, buying a journal, buying maybe like a planner or even a tarot planner. Since it is January, most people buy new planners and things of that nature during the beginning of January because it's the beginning of a new year. But I'm really feeling like for you, you have really thought out what it is that you want to do. We have the keyword being obstacles and planning out your route for each month of this new year is going to be how you're going to get to your successes here. Okay. So buy a journal, I'm not telling, if you already have one, that's great. Kudos to you. But if you don't have one, I suggest that you try to invest in like a journal or a bullet journal or a tarot journal of some sort, to kind of track your habits, track your emotions, and just make sure that you're not being caught up in any obstacles here. Okay. Another thing I wanted to say is that for some reason the keyword saying pay it forward comes into mind. You ever been in like a fast food restaurant chain or a line or something like that, and you realize that the person before you paid for your lunch? I don't know why you could be feeling really generous for some reason, because like dealing with our keyword being obstacles, I don't know, but I feel like either you could be feeling really generous or someone around you, like that Leo energy, is feeling very generous. And this in return could be removing an obstacle for you. Not necessarily paying for fast food is removing an obstacle, but it could be something more of serious lines, like giving you a really good tip, or just giving you some sort of a donation that can really help you do something very substantial with it, such as removing an obstacle here. Okay, so that is what's going to go on dealing with Ganesha, the keyword being obstacles for the beginning of the month. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the middle of the month here. And what do we have for the middle of the month? Okay, so we have the Page of Air. Yeah, Page of Air. Okay, so now the middle of the month, I feel like you're going to be really enthused on something. It's like you have so many things going on through your mind, not to mention we have a lot of fish around us, and then the keyword Pisces here. So maybe you could be working with a Pisces energy, or maybe someone close to you is also going to be a Pisces. Pisces is going to be significant to you. The energy of Pisces is going to be significant to you during the middle of January. Pisces deals with dreams, fantasy. Maybe you could literally just be reading a whole lot of fantasy books, or watching a lot of fantasy TV, or being inspired by someone else. Maybe you could be literally being inspired by your dreams as well, because sometimes Pisces is very dreamlike, dreamy, creatively dreamy. So I'm really sensing that you could be kind of like reincorporating new systems into something that you're already doing. All right. You see. Yeah. Okay. Another thing is, because the Page of Air is, they they have a lot of enthusiasm with them, but because they're still a page, they tend to kind of look at things from all angles. All right. So I see that you're going to be like sizing up a lot of situations, trying to get as much information about things, learning new things, being a student first before you try to be a master at something. You might find yourself being a little bit obsessed with becoming a master, but it's still you know that you're a page, so you're going to be kind of trying to learn as much as you can about something. So whether or not you're trying to incorporate more magical practices into your belief system or whatever it is that you have, or maybe just more dreamy like interpretations into your practices. I just feel like you're going to start really small and then you're going to build your way up. All right. And in a sense, this is, kind of removing an obstacle, because I feel like you'll have ways to think about what it is you want first and then plan it out. That's why I told you to get a planner. It's all making sense. It's coming together now. But you'll be able to plan things out and do things accordingly for you, Aries. I need some water. So yeah, that's basically what I see for the page of air. The page of air is basically like using your imagination to propel you forward. It's very dreamy like, very dreamy like. All right. So let's see what's going on towards the end of the month for you. We have the keyword being Orion, skill. Oh, there it is, skill. See, I thought about that. Maybe you guys are going to be learning something new, right? All right. So, but this one is the Knight of Air. So it's like saying like the Knight of Swords here. First, we started off with our Page of Swords, and now we're moving on to the Knight of Swords. So things are happening in order as they should. You still have that motivation, and you still continue to think things through. What I want to say about this is, because we have the keyword being obstacles, do not take shortcuts. Do not take shortcuts, because I feel like cutting corners is not going to it's going to create more problems, more issues. If you are studying something, start with the foundation blocks first and work your way up. That way you have a better stability, okay? If you're starting some new program or regimen, learn everything you can about it. Continue to have the motivation behind it, because we do have the keyword being ambition. I feel like once you do things in order, it's like, because you have that stable foundation, you're likely to go a whole lot farther, okay? And then we have the symbol of Scorpio in here. I think that the Scorpio energy is going to be coming back to you towards the end of the month as well. All right. You're probably going to be working with another Scorpio. Scorpio and Pisces are two energies I see that are going to be really prominent for you during the month of January, okay? 2021. So definitely, this card is basically just telling me, do not cut corners, all right? There's a lot of communication going on here as well. There's a lot of communication going on between you and the Scorpio here with the Knight of Air. So I don't know if you guys are going to be like having some disagreements or whatever. But I feel like if there are any types of disagreements, you might want to be careful about that, because there needs to be some sort of a balance. And remember, we did speak about having balance with our Temperance card. That's in my pile somewhere. I'm not going to search through it, but we did have the Temperance card in the pile. So just make sure that you kind of watch your energy, because you might be around people who are very, their emotions could kind of spill over onto you. So you may want to watch that. Don't cut corners with anything. Yeah, that's pretty much all the messages that we have for you in today's tarot, Aries. I hope that you enjoyed the reading. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If not, it's okay. I'm glad you watched most of it. Everybody, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.